Good morning, everyone. My name is Brianna. Thank you so much for joining in this practice with me today. So our practice today will be about a half an hour long. We will be doing some breathing and some centering and some gentle movement connected with our breath. So our movement today will consist of a little bit of sitting. So I happen to have my trusty blanket nearby. You're more than welcome to have a blanket or a pillow, anything that makes your seat the most comfortable. And we'll also come onto our hands and knees for a little bit. So again, if you want a blanket or a cushion, something to place underneath your knees or even underneath your hands or wrists, you're more than welcome to have that as well. So as we move through this practice, please adapt, adjust, and modify as you need to so that you are most comfortable in your own body. This is absolutely your practice, so please honor you just as you are. So with all of that being said, welcome. So I invite you to find a comfortable seat so we can begin by breathing together and just arriving into our space. So I invite you to allow your gaze to soften. And as your gaze softens, draw in a nice big full inhale. Exhale, sigh it away. One more time, big full breath in. Exhale, sigh it away. Use these first few breaths and moments just to notice how you arrive into your space. Just begin to settle in. Begin to notice how your physical body makes connection with the mat or support underneath you. Draw your attention from your legs to your sit bones. Allow your attention and awareness to drop your spine. As your attention and awareness begins to drop your body, maybe allow your shoulders to soften. Gradually draw your attention from your physical body into your breath body. Begin to notice the quality of your inhales and exhales. And gradually allow your breath to deepen into the bowl of your belly. As your breath begins to deepen, allow it to expand front to back, side to side, maybe top to bottom. And as you find your deep belly breath, allow it to expand just a little bit more into your entire body. Allow each inhale to create space, softening any areas that may be gripping or holding on, and allow each exhale just to soften. I invite you as we move through our practice to just recognize this connection between your breath and your body, without judgment, without commentary. Bring your hands together at your heart. Lower your chin, draw your gaze inward. Come into a place that feels a little something like gratitude. And from this place of gratitude, bring to mind one thing that you are grateful for. And we'll hold this bit of gratitude in our hearts as we move through our practice. Release your hands. And we'll come on to hands and knees. Option to place a blanket underneath your knees, or you fold your mat over. Or from this place of hands and knees, we'll just draw our toes together. Widen your knees as much as is comfortable. Sit your hips to your heels. Just allow your upper body to soften onto your mat, onto your space. You can place your hands under your forehead for a little bit of support, or you can keep your arms reached out nice and long. Wherever you are, just wiggle and shift here a little bit. Give yourself full and complete permission to be supported by your space. Allow your breath to expand into your entire back body. Just another breath here. Walk your fingertips over to the right corner or edge or side of your mat. Draw your left sit bones back and just breathe fully. And back to center. And walk your left hands, or your hands over to the left corner or edge of your mat. Back to center, and as you come back to center, come on to your hands and knees. And as you check in here, make sure your knees are just underneath your hips and your wrists are just underneath your shoulders. Maybe they're a forward or step or so to create a little bit more support for your wrists. And with the rhythm of your breath, we'll bring some movement to your spine. So as you inhale, soften your belly, draw your heart and gaze forward and up. Exhale, round through your spine. Draw your gaze towards your belly button. Do that a couple more times. Inhale, drop your belly. Lift your heart and gaze. Exhale, round your spine. And just a couple more with your breath. At your pace. Back to center. Walk your hands forward a step or so. We're going to make some big circles with our hips. So as you send your hips to the right, draw them forward, over to the left, and then back. Do that a couple more times, warming up our wrists, warming up our hips. And reverse directions. Find center, pause. Bring your shoulders over your wrists and lower all the way on to your belly. And gently bring your hands underneath your shoulders, lengthen through your toes. And as you inhale, gently lift your hands, lift your heart. Curl your heart forward, and as you exhale, lower down. Twice more, just like that. Inhale, lift your hands, lift your heart. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. And lower down. Slide your hands underneath your forehead. Bend your knees, rock your feet from side to side. time. Reach your feet up nice and long. And tend to your fingertips to the side of your mat. Allow your hands to be in line with your shoulders so that your elbows are just over your wrists. And as you inhale, press into your fingertips. Curl your heart forward. Exhale, lower down. 2 more, just like that. Inhale, press and lift. Exhale, lower. 1 more time. Lower your hands underneath your forehead. 1 more time. Bend your knees. Rock your feet from side to side. And release your feet. Hands underneath your shoulders. And as you inhale, nice and strong belly, press up. And shift your hips back 1 more time. Allow your upper body to rest. One more big full breath here. And on your inhale, come all the way on to your knees. We'll step our right foot forward. Bring your hands to your knees, soften into your left hip. Allow your breath to be full. Allow your shoulders to soften. We'll just bring a little bit of movement here. Inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. And as you exhale, bend your elbows, curl your shoulder blades together. 1 more time. Inhale, lengthen and reach. Exhale, bend. 1 more time. Inhale, lengthen, reach. Exhale, bend. And bring your left hand to the mat, right hand to your knee. Twist open. Breathe fully. An option to reach your right arm up to the sky. Maybe it comes to your elbow, maybe your hand touches down on the small of your back. Wherever you are, find your big, full, expansive breaths 1 more time. And release. Bring both hands back to center, press into your feet so your hands touch down, and then we'll switch sides. Bring your hands to your left knee as your left foot steps forward. Soften into your right hip, and as you soften, allow your shoulders to soften too. Root evenly through both feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. Exhale, bend your elbows, curl your shoulder blades together, lift your heart. 2 more. Inhale, reach and stretch. Exhale, bend. 1 more time. Inhale, reach and stretch. Exhale, bend. Bring your right hand to the mat. Left hand to your knee. Twist open to the side. Pardon my back as I know it's to you. Option to keep your left hand on your knee. Maybe it reaches up to the sky. Option to bring your hand to your hip or even slide it down to the small of your back. One more big full breath here. And release. Bring both hands back to center. Bring them to your knee. Bring both knees back together. And one more thing on our knees before we make our way to our seat. Bring your hands either to your hips or maybe they tuck in at the small of your back. Allow your feet to press into the mat. Maybe your toes are curled underneath. Maybe they're flat. Wherever you are, big full breath in, lengthen, and as you exhale, open your heart to the sky. And come back to center. And gently make your way to your seat. Reach your legs out nice and long in front of you. Let your hands touch down underneath your shoulders. On your inhale, sweep your arms and gaze up to the sky. Exhale, gently hinge forward. Reach your hands out nice and long. Inhale, sweep your hands back up to the sky. Twice more. Exhale, hinge forward. And reach back up. One more time. Hinge forward. Pause here in this space. Allow your breath to fill the entire back side of your body. And inhale, reach your hands forward and up. Let your hands touch down behind you. Bend your elbows, curl your shoulder blades together, lift your heart. Option 2, there's a few options here. Let me turn to the side. So option 2, stay right here. Option 2, bring your feet to the mat and lift your hips. One more. Option 2, point your toes and lift your hips. Wherever you are, breathe nice and big and full. And come back to center. Bring the soles of your feet to the mat. Reach your arms out nice and long in front of you. Big full breath in. And as you exhale, roll all the way down. Hug your knees into your chest. Bring your feet to the mat. Reach your right toes up to the sky. So option to leave your left leg bent or maybe reach it out nice and long. It's up to you. Lengthen through the soles of both feet. Activate both legs. Breathe nice and big and full. And hug your right knee into your chest. Soften your shoulders, soften your ribs and belly. Reach your left arm out to the side, and with your right hand on your knee, just make some circles with your right hip. And reverse. And release, reach your legs out nice and long. Arm overhead, big full breath in. And hug your left knee in, reach your left foot up to the sky. Option to bring your right foot to the mat, or you can keep it reached out nice and long. It's up to you. Breathe fully. And hug your left knee in. Reach your right arm out to the side, and with your left hand on your left knee, make some circles with your left knee, left hip. And go the other way. Reach everything out nice and long, legs out nice and long, arms overhead. Big full breath in. Bring the soles of your feet to the mat. Reach your fingertips towards your heels. And just check in with your feet. Allow your ankles to be in alignment with your knees and hips. And with the rhythm of your breath, we'll bring some movement to our spine. So root through your feet. Lift your hips, lift your spine as you inhale fully And exhale, lower everything down. 2 more times, just like that. Inhale, root to rise, lift. And lower. 1 more time. Let your tailbone touch down. Reach your heels to the sky. You can take your hands or your blanket or a pillow and tuck it underneath the small of your back for a little bit of support. Allow your breath to be full. If a little bit of movement feels good here, check in with that, honor that. And just another breath here. And gently release, hug your knees in. Reach your left arm out to the side. Big full breath in, and as you exhale, lower your knees to the right. Use a moment to shift or adjust. And then just give yourself permission to soften into the space. And gently come back to center. Reach your right arm out to the side, big full breath in, and as you exhale, lower your knees to the left. Use a moment to shift or adjust, and then just give yourself permission to soften. Just another breath or so here. And inhale, come back to center. Use the next couple of breaths to just bring any movement, stretch, or direction that feels best in your body. When you feel as though your practice is as complete as it's going to be, we'll finish with a few moments of relaxation. So I invite you to find your most comfortable space here. Allow your gaze to soften. Draw in a nice big full inhale. Exhale, sigh it away. And just use the next couple of breaths just to settle into the space that you have created for yourself. And as you arrive here, I invite you just to check in with your body from head to toe. Give yourself permission to breathe a big full breath at each area of your body. Your breath will flow where your attention may go. So if you find a space in your body that may be a little tight or tense, see if you can pause your breath in those areas. few more breaths here. Feel free to stay here as long as you'd like. I'll walk us or I'll guide us through the completion of our practice. But this is your practice, so feel free to stay here in this space for as long as you need. Gradually allow your breath to deepen, and as your breath deepens, bring movement to your fingers and toes. Rock your head from side to side. Reach your arms overhead, lengthen from fingertips to toes. Maybe let go a sigh or a yawn. Hug your knees into your chest. And just pause here. Hold gratitude in your heart, for your body is perfect as it is, and for this time that you have given yourself today. And gently make your way to a most comfortable seated position. And as you find your space, one more time, allow your gaze to soften. And just notice how your yoga practice resonates in your own body. Observe from a place of compassion. From a place of non-harming. And gently bring your hands together at your heart. Lower your chin, draw your gaze inward. And from this space of awareness, come to a place that feels a little something like gratitude. And from this place of gratitude, bring to mind one more thing that you are grateful for today. On your inhale, sweep your arms overhead, palms together. Honor yourself, those around you, and your yoga practice. Bring your hands to your forehead that your thoughts may bring peace to yourselves and those around you. To your lips that your words may bring peace to yourselves and those around you. And to your hearts that your actions may bring peace to yourselves and those around you. Thank you so much for joining in this practice today. I hope you have a really beautiful rest of your day. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Be sure to let me know if you're a veteran, where you're from. You can enter that in the comments below. We would love to know how our practices are reaching all of you. And yeah, tune in for the rest of the day. We have 9 more practices today going on. You can always visit us at veteransyogaproject.org/practice for more practices too. Have a really beautiful day, everybody.